Folks, it is a great time for Joe Biden to do one thing, and that's to send out the fourth stimulus payments. Because higher prices have made it difficult for Social Security, everybody. Higher prices have made it difficult for the SSA in getting ready to make direct payments. New research from the Senior Citizens League shows that rising costs means beneficiaries have lost 30% of their buying power since 2000. To be able to live well on Social Security benefits, today retirees need an extra $500 a month, and that doesn't come easy. Social Security's COLAs have increased 78% since 2000. At the same time, the cost of goods and services that retirees typically buy has gone up by 141% over that time. This year's loss in buying power, measured from January 2000 through February 2023, improved a 40% decline based on last year's study. Yet the current 36% loss in buying power is still one of the deepest losses recorded. It only makes sense for Joe Biden to do more for the American people in sending out stimulus checks. Do you guys... Folks, we got a lot of information about the fourth stimulus check, Social Security benefits, SSI and SSDI. Continue watching this video because you definitely don't want to miss out on this. Joe Biden has a lot to give. And I believe he can send out the fourth stimulus check. Kevin McCarthy and Joe Biden will meet Monday to resume talks on how to avoid a catastrophic debt default. Even today, Joe Biden met at the White House, and he's meeting with Republican leaders to move their extreme positions to achieve bipartisan consensus on the fourth stimulus payment. But so far, time is running out. Cash continues to drain out the U.S. Treasury Department, and according to the latest Treasury update, the Treasury General account fell to $57 billion. That's the lowest in a long time. Now, this new low is actually lower than it was 2 years ago. And for the past couple of months, Janet Yellen has reaffirmed her warning that the government will run out of money. And once the government runs out of money, that means no stimulus payments. So Joe Biden must solve the issue right now in Congress. And the issue is this: the lawmakers have butted heads over Republicans' push for several provisions. One is the work requirement for government-funded programs like Medicaid, and one is for the SNAP benefits. For many Americans, a medical emergency can lead to a financial crisis, and this means one thing: Medicare for all. Bernie Sanders is saying that the current healthcare system in the United States is totally broken, and with the House and support of Democratic representatives, it's possible for Bernie Sanders to get that problem solved. Folks, there are improving new relief. The lawmakers are passing a bill that provide many low-income households with extra financial assistance. These relief programs are being funded through the American Rescue Plan Act.
For weeks, we have been talking about the price of gas, and we've been feeling it, but some relief could be on the way. House Democrats want to give you some money to help with the sticker shock. The proposal would send an energy rebate of $100 per month to individuals, or $200 for couples, plus $100 for each dependent for each month the national gas price.
So good news, the more states have finally decided to approve more financial assistance to the low income. States like Tennessee and Georgia have approved bonus payments for some residents. These payments may be worth as much as $500, but there are strict requirements that need to be met in order to qualify. And now, we can finally expect more stimulus to be sent out. The Tennessee Department of Human Services is providing extra support for families to receive cash assistance in the amount of $500. The Tennessee Department of Human Services will provide financial assistance through its Family First program. Households that are part of the program will receive a one-time additional payment of $500 on their existing electronic benefit transfer cards. One-time payments have already begun being sent to eligible families. This one-time boost in financial assistance is intended to help families and first participants overcome these temporary hurdles. We serve some of the most economically vulnerable families, said the commissioner, and children through the Families First program. He recognized the challenges they're facing and keeps up demands of the holiday season and wants to introduce new ways to overcome hurdles for the people that are suffering. Minnesota will also get a new stimulus check thanks to the election results last month, where Democrats won both House and Senate. Now, everybody, the Democrats fully control the state legislature. It's very possible that $1,000 stimulus checks from Minnesota could be reality. During the 2022 midterm election, the Minnesota's Democratic Farm Labor Party retained its majority in the Minnesota House of Representatives and won a majority in the Senate. Also, the governor was able to win re-election. One big advantage of a single party controlling all parts is that it makes it easier to send out bills and approve proposals, especially if the opposing party doesn't have enough votes to counter. Analysts believe that the latest election results could lead to a $1,000 stimulus check for Minnesota. There are two reasons why Democrats could go ahead with the stimulus checks. First, Minnesota is still sitting on top of a $9 billion surplus, thanks to a tax high collection. The state budget office estimated $9 billion in surplus money in March. Second, the governor, during his campaign trail speeches, reminded voters of his plan to use the surplus money to send up to $1,000 stimulus checks to individuals and up to $2,000 to couples. Governor Walz proposed sending another stimulus check again this year without reaching a consensus on how to spend the budget. And also, government employees in Georgia can expect a sizable direct payment next week. It comes after officials decide to offer a bonus Christmas check. The state is looking to retain more workers as they have struggled to come up with enough money to pay first responders, utility workers, and other positions. The Board of Commissioners has told reporters this week that the residents deserve sustainable, high-quality county government services, and those made possible by a strong, reliable workforce. Payments will vary depending on the position. Full-time employees are set to receive $1,000, while part-time will get $750. Workers should receive payments starting this week. Also, the Gwinnett County School District employees are set to receive a bonus of $1,000 in December, with as many as 21,000 workers eligible. It comes from the school district, and it gave out the bonuses of $700 last year to the full-time employees.
The gentleman from New Jersey, Mr. Malinowski, and the gentleman from Louisiana, Mr. Graves, will each control 20 minutes. Chair recognizes the gentleman from New Jersey.
Mr. Speaker, I ask unanimous consent that all members may have 5 legislative days within which to revise and extend their remarks and include extraneous material on H.R. 1917 as amended.
Without objection.
Mr. Speaker, I yield myself such time as I may consume.
Gentleman is recognized.
I rise in support of H.R. 1917. This bipartisan bill, sponsored by Congresswoman Lizzie Fletcher, makes it easier for municipalities to access federal funds to protect people and property from disasters, like the major floods that have hit my state of New Jersey and other states across the country. For every $1 taxpayer dollar invested in mitigation, up to $13 are saved. The vast majority of FEMA's mitigation investments are made via the agency's longest-running mitigation grant program, the Hazard Mitigation Grant Program, or HMGP, which began in 1989. Since then, more than $5 billion have been obligated to HMGP projects, but due to various issues, including lack of capacity and burdensome red tape, more than $1 billion of these funds have gone unobligated. $1 billion in unspent hazard mitigation funds translates to a minimum of $4 billion in unrealized disaster recovery savings in the communities that were unable